Yeah, now,
Okay.
yeah, you don't have to. I always tell people you don't have to show your face. It's okay.
No,
You
it's
can put
okay.
your cute little photo on or whatever.
No, it's okay.
George, how do you pronounce your last name? I'm fascinated by these names.
Karayanis.
Mm.
Very easy,
I have a super
Susan.
boring last name, so
Very
I,
easy,
I
Susan. Karayan is very easy.
Right. Yeah.
no, I love that. I wanted to
Just rolls,
marry that. I wanted
rolls
a
off the
really
tongue
exciting
for
last
us.
name.
Yeah. That's a beautiful name, though.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful, yes,
wonderful.
beautiful.
Okay,
Very
well,
refined.
I wanted to say thank you guys so much. I'm so appreciative of this. This is a area that I want to sell more of, and I also want to go to. As I told you, I have not been. I appreciate all my clients and people coming on here and learning about it. If everyone can mute their who's not leading, if they can mute themselves, so that they just make sure that we don't hear background noises. And then what we'll do is, like I said, is if you have questions, go ahead and type them on the bottom right, and then we'll go ahead and take care of it at the end of this. So if you don't mute, I will mute you just to make sure.
Monica, you there?
I am going to mute. I just muted her. Sorry.
Susan is
I
clearly
have
in
the
charge,
power.
y'all, in case you didn't know that.
I do have the
I
power of
love
the
it.
Zoom. Yeah. Okay. So you guys go ahead. Thank you so much.
Okay, great.
Can we introduce Colt? You're
Please,
going to
please.
introduce? Okay, fine.
Bonte,
Yes,
actually, please, I will defer to you. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us, Susan and Coulter. Thank you for putting this together, this great meeting. I wanted to introduce our presenters. First, let's start with Katina. Katina, she's Director of Sales at the Blue Palace. Papadiamandopoulou, another very easy name. But Katina, we cannot see you yet.
No, unfortunately, something happened with my camera. Too much Zoom calls. I don't know.
Okay. Katina Papadomanolakis, okay. She's representing the Blue Palace. Then we have Yorgos Karayanis, who is the managing director of the Astra Suites in Santorini. The Blue Palace is in Elunda in Crete. And Yanis, where are you? I don't see your name.
I don't see
Yanis
either.
Drakoulis.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's representing the new hotel in Athens. It was supposed to be joining the managing director, Stefania Flenga, but she was called in for a meeting with the tourism board, the Ministry of Tourism, an ad hoc meeting concerning the reopening of the hotels. And they have 4 hotels, the chain. And then let me introduce my team very quickly. Ivana Tudik, who has in the background the Blue Palace. She's based in London, and she takes care of one part of the countries in Europe. And I have Joni. She has Portofino in the back. Is that Portofino?
Yes, this is Portofino.
Okay.
Oh.
And she's based at our headquarters in San Jose. And then I'm based in Athens, and they're both product managers, and I'm the director for the Europe product for the past 22 years. So literally since the product was launched. Wow. Thank you very much. So
thank you.
Who will be the first one? Katina?
I think maybe let's start with Athens, because Athens is the first cities to open up, and then go to the island, whatever you like. I mean,
okay. Yanis, would you like to start?
Yes. First of all, thank you for the invitation. It's really nice being all together, talking about business and Greece especially. Thank you for considering Greece as a destination. Okay, now we are on the procedure getting back to normal, let's say. This is going to be in 3 different phases. We are now running the phase 1 till June the 15th, where international flights are allowed only to the Athens airport. On the phase 2, which will be on June 15th to July the 1st, Athens and Thessaloniki airport can have international flights, and as of July the 1st, all the airports, including the islands, will be operating normally. Let's say normally.
Right.
That's it. The hotels are allowed to open as of June 1st for those operating 12 months. And for season hotels, this is, I think, June the 15th. Am I correct, Yorgos?
Yes,
I think it's June the 15th.
but most of the hotels, they will open July 1st, when the airport will be open for the international flights.
That's true, including our Hotel New, which is based in Athens. We will be starting business as of July the 1st. And the reason is what Yorgos says right now. There are no flights coming to Athens, so that's why most of the hotels choose to open on July the 1st. That's it. From Athens, I don't know. Is there anything else?
Could you say something about the hotel, about the new Hotel Athens?
The new hotel, sure. So it's located in the very center of Athens, close to the Plaka, to the historical center. It's a contemporary design hotel. We belong to the design hotels of the world. It's actually a small property with 79 rooms and suites. Where else? The hotel has been completely designed by two Brazilian art designers called Campana Brothers. That's how the hotels look like. Wish I could have a presentation, but I wasn't ready. I was told that I have to join the meeting.
That's okay. Can you tell me the name of the hotel again?
It's New Hotel.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, very easy, true.
I think I was going to make one comment is I think most people don't realize that, especially coming from the United States, they're going to spend either one night on the beginning or the end in Athens. And it is, I usually try to have them spend the first couple nights there. And your hotel would be, they usually bring up like a market area. Is that near there too? Where they can walk around a market?
That's true, yes.
Okay, yeah. They go, oh, I want to go directly to Santorini. And I go, well, you can't really do that when you're coming from the United States. Well,
staying at the new hotel, you are very close to the historical center where Plaka is, the Acropolis Temple, and the museum. It's walking distance, say 5 to 10 minutes. And it's you can reach everything walking.
Wonderful.
So, yes, that's a good place to stay for
a night
if you want to see, the basics. The historical center, the Acropolis, maybe the museum, those.
I just posted the link for it in our chat if anyone wants to look at it too. I'll add that on your emails too, but that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Look at that dining outside. You can see everything from the outside dining. Woo.
Regarding hotel operation, we are ready. We have taken all the health and safety measures required. I'm not sure if it's something that I should go deeper in, like sanitizers, special signage everywhere, reminding people from the physical distances, special cleaning procedures that have been added, special trainings for the staff have been made, things like that the civil protection has suggested for all hotels operating as of after COVID period. Those are also available on our website that Susan has just shared. Susan, you might see it. It's a pop-up coming up as soon as you open the page.
Yep. That's good. Yep.
So it's something that I should say.
So what would you
there
say
any...
is your...
Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry. No, yeah.
I just wanted to... What would you say is the best-selling feature of the hotel, Yanis?
Well, it's the location. The hotel is unique. I mean, it's something that you stay into a piece of art. It's a unique hotel. You can never see something similar. all around the world. The location is the best selling point. We have a very good restaurant on the rooftop. Susan has said from the outdoor seating that she saw on the pictures, it's a very famous and must visit restaurant in Athens. I don't know, I just love the place. There are a lot of things that I could say about it, but yeah.
You know, I stayed at that property. It was actually a few years ago, but I'm just remembering what I absolutely loved is, like you said, the location, because I remember it was so central that we could walk anywhere. We could walk to all the archaeological sites in the Agora, and we were able to walk to the Plaka, and there was lots of really authentic, lovely restaurants nearby. And it was actually very close to the subway or whatever, the underground, if I'm not mistaken. So it was easy to get to. Yeah. So it was, and the art is extremely contemporary, which makes it very unique, as you said. I think we might have had a robot in our room that was holding up our light, which I'll never forget.
Everything is especially designed from the hotel, from the chair that you sit as you arrive till, you know, the very small detail. It has been designed especially from the hotel, for the hotel.
Well, it's a design hotel. I don't know if you mentioned that, but it's a design hotel. And in fact, the restaurant downstairs has a wall that is all kinds. They took the original furniture that was in the hotel many years ago, because it was totally renovated, and they used the old furniture to put as the wall in the restaurant. So you see parts of the chairs.
Wow.
This is the two,
Wow.
yeah, the two architects, which are from Brazil. Yes.
Thank you, Bondi. That's called the favela wall.
Yes.
It's a wall with piece of furniture that was at the hotel before the renovation. And yes, it's something really, really nice to see. Yes.
Okay.
I would like to thank Johnny as well for the intro and the experience shared with us. Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Thank you. I'll come back. I'll come back as soon as I can. I promise.
I would be really happy to meet you in person.
Yeah.
So any questions?
Any
Susan,
questions
for
regarding
Yanni?
Athens, maybe the hotel?
My only question is I assume the cleaning protocols are what we're hearing on everyone else. What is the like walking around and like is everything going to be open on July 1st, let's assume? Are they going to have restrictions on how many people can go into things? Restaurants going to be different? I haven't really heard anything about what's going on in Europe as to how they are restricting. Can you only have 10 people gather, or is there anything like that?
Where there are restrictions, now you can only serve food in outdoor seating restaurants, in open air places. It's
Okay.
not allowed to,
That's awesome.
to restaurants, you know, without an outdoor seating. There are no other restrictions. I mean, shops are operating with a limitation of people. I mean, you know, you cannot go. It's one person every 10 or 15 square meters that it's allowed to be in a store, in a restaurant, in a place.
Mm-hmm.
That's a limitation, but that's not for open air restaurants. I think it's only for shops. Am I correct, George?
Let me correct you. This is only for the shops where you go into a mall, but regarding restaurants, since we have the privilege to be able during the summer to serve outside, the only restriction is that each table to be a distance from each other's table about 1.5 meters.
True.
Okay.
It can be maximum 6 people on a table if it is a family or friends.
Okay. And 1.5 meters is around 6 feet, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what about if they're going to take a ferry from,
Um,
because you can take a ferry. Are they going to have less people on a ferry or something like that?
now, with the latest update, 70% occupancy they let the ferries have. They start with
Okay.
50, but now they
Okay.
brought it up to 70. So that's much
Perfect.
better.
And you have to wear a mask.
Yes.
Oh,
You have
everywhere?
to wear a mask. No,
When
in the
you are-
ferry boat.
Oh, just ferry.
When you are on the airport, in the plane, at the ferry, and also when you are on the transfer from the airport to the hotel, the driver and the clients, they have to wear a mask.
And how about tour buses?
In the tour buses, because of the restrictions, maximum people in a bus, in a minibus, are 3 people.
Oh.
And if the only exception it is if it is a family, they can go in a minivan that usually takes 9 people. So now with the restrictions, maximum there can be 3 people, unless they're all members of the same family, can be more. In that way, you can do a private tour. You can not do any more semi-private tours that in a minibus
Right.
can be, let's say, 4 different couples.
Right. Or like a cruise ship that came off with a whole group. You're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah, this they have also restrictions there, but I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with that area,
That's
so I
fine.
don't know how many people
Yeah.
are allowed to be in a big bus.
I think
Yeah.
right now, from what I understood, the capacity is about 50% below. I mean, it's 50% of what you could should
Perfect.
take.
Yeah, that's great. That brings confidence. Again,
And also
I
when
think
it
some of
comes
what
to
we do is confidence. Yeah.
yeah, and also when it comes to masks, if you go in public transportation, meaning in Athens mainly, because on the islands you don't have that much of public transportation, but in Athens, if you would take the metro or the buses, you need to wear a mask as well.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
And the staff at the new, I'm speaking about the new Hotel Athens. All the staff will be wearing a mask.
That's
And I'm
correct.
sh-
The staff
and I'm
will be
sure-
wearing a mask. A
Yes.
special acrylic glass has been added to the front desk. Masks are available for the customers as well if they wish to have one. There is a medical key fully equipped with all the necessary things that someone might need to have.
Cool.
And those are available for the travelers as well. Yes.
Wonderful.
And I don't know if you have seen or you have seen in Athens in restaurants already, they brought up some new kind of masks that they're not the typical mask. You can see the face.
Yes.
And you can see the smile, and I'm so happy about it because our job is
Oh.
to give smiles everywhere. How they can see our smile if we don't wear
Oh, I
masks?
want to see those.
So I'm very
Yes.
happy that those masks came up. And no, but they are not the ones that it comes down. It's a new one that you can wear it like this, but there is
Really?
a
Yeah, it's for
plastic
dead,
that
it's
you
also
can
for
see
dead
the smile.
people.
I haven't.
It's
What?
for dead people?
For people who can't speak, okay, who read the lips, how you call them?
Oh,
Deaf,
deaf.
deaf,
Yes, I
deaf.
thought you said
So
dead.
they had
I went,
created this mask for
That's
them
a
because they can't
great
see otherwise the
idea.
lips.
That's
it
a
is because
great
it's unnerving
idea.
to walk into a
I was so
restaurant
happy to
here
hear
and
about
everyone's in a black mask and you go,
Yes,
you
absolutely.
feel very unnerving. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. I hope they do that here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was very happy to hear about it because our job is giving smiles away. How we could give smiles away with a mask?
Hovering, yes.
Right. Yeah, that's very impersonal. That's wonderful. Well, thank you. I can't wait to go to Athens. I think when people don't want to go there because they think they just want the island experience, they really miss out on so much of the culture and so much of the history, and that's so much of what your culture is. And then when they do go there and they think, oh my gosh, this was so much, they want to go back. And they don't realize
Yes.
that because they just see, they have that picture of, Santorini and the blue top. And so it looks stunning. I posted a photo of the screenshot of that wall. That is unbelievable. So yeah, it's really amazing. So thank you so much. Okay, so do you want to go to a different island? Is that where we go? Is that what you were thinking?
Yes, of course. So which is the next one that's opening, Katina or George?
I don't know when George is opening.
July 1.
July 1st.
Oh, July 1st.
Okay, so then you're going to start because we have not officially announced the opening. Okay, go ahead.
No problem.
Great.
First of all, thank you very much for having me and inviting me. It's such a pleasure to talk with the people from the industry after all these hard times everybody passed through, each one of us. So finally, we are opening, as we already said, and we're very happy about it. We are anxious to start inviting guests. We are really can't wait for that. Of course, it's not going to be like every other usual season. And I believe that this is a good opportunity for somebody to visit Santorini this year because, I don't know, the last few years, everybody says it's too crowded, it's getting too crowded, but now it will be the best year to somebody to visit Santorini for first time. There are not going to be many cruise ships as far as I know in general. Anyway, so in Santorini,
Thank you, man.
we are very lucky that we are one of the hotels in the Cyclades Islands that we do have a hospital. That helps very much because makes more comfortable the people that want to travel to Santorini. It's not like we have a small, tiny, let's say, doctor's office. We have a really big, very well organized, very well equipped for the coronavirus to be able, even so far we had not even one case in Santorini. It's coronavirus-free place. So in case with the tourists that will come, we have 3 cases, we'll be able to deal with that. And we are very well prepared, not only as an island, but also as hotels. Individually, each hotel has its own doctor, which is verified from the government. In case something happened, to call that really well-educated doctor, and he's going to handle each case. So all this makes people that want to travel, that's why I want to bring it out, people to travel without any fear. To Greece, of course, but in Santorini particularly. Now, I believe about transportation we've said, about how many people are allowed in the transfer, because usually we used to have different kind of transfers for the guests, but now we're going to have only the private transfer because this is the only allowed from the authorities to provide. The restaurants, as I said, are going to be mostly all of them open in Santorini, and because all the restaurants they serve outside will be no problem with the capacity. Also, the boats are going to be with a private tour. If somebody wants to go on a sailing boat, for instance, he has to be in a private boat. That's all about Santorini. I don't know if you want to ask me any questions, and then I can talk to you about the Astra.
Anyone have any questions? My only question about Santorini really has nothing to do with COVID. Is when I have families that want to go there, I always think of it as a romantic island. I think of it as a wine. I know there's wine there versus like Mykonos, which also has food. How do you distinguish between, because people ask about Mykonos and Santorini, what would you say the distinctive differences are between those 2 islands?
Mykonos, definitely it is an island that can be also very romantic, but also can be a party island. The same way Santorini, it's a very romantic island, but also can be for families. And most of the hotel, and especially lately, they create accommodation for families. And I can talk personally about that because always we were welcoming families in our hotel. And I will tell you the reason why. We have always, most of our clients are honeymooners. I never felt comfortable refusing to a honeymooner to come back with a kid.
Mm.
So that was the reason that always we were accepting families. We don't have many family rooms, we have only one or two, but we do with some tiny restrictions accepting children. And most of the hotels in Santorini, I believe they have now, there are also some family hotels only, but the cliffside, yes, in general are for honeymooners, but there are some exceptions. And Santorini has activities also for children. It's not only the view, I mean, they have sports at the beach, they can go, there are big places that families with children can go, and all the restaurants accepting children. You should say to the families not to visit Santorini.
Gotcha. So it has a little bit more, it's quieter island than
is.
you say. Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I can't wait to see your hotel. I'm looking at photos right now, so they're really pretty.
Okay. Would you like me to share a presentation and I can go very fast?
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
And so, Susan, if you see my backdrop, it's taken from Astra.
Oh, wonderful. I want to be there right now.
Hey,
Oh.
you're changing, I can see. Huh?
I'm following the presenters. I'm keeping in track. I want for everyone to be equally represented.
I got it.
One moment, let me do it very quick to be correct what I have. Okay. Sorry, it will take only 1 minute.
You're totally fine. So here, while you're looking at that, the cliff area I get asked about, is that walking distance to town?
Oh, yes. Our
Okay.
hotel is located at Imerovigli village, but there is a path all along the cliffside that somebody can walk from Imerovigli to Fira and even from Imerovigli to Ia.
Okay, and both of those are towns that people would go to eat. So they wouldn't have,
Yes.
they could easily do that. Okay.
Yes,
Perfect.
they can easily do that. So here it is. Can
Perfect.
everybody see?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I can.
Astra Suites consist of 30 suites and one private villa. We are located at Imerovigli village at the highest point of the cliffside of the island. And
Wow.
we are, as I said, walking distance from Fira town. Somebody if like walking, we are only 2 miles away from Fira. And all along the way, there are many nice restaurants, even though Imerovigli has more than 10, 15 restaurants around walking distance from the hotel. And our hotel consists of standard luxury suites and a luxury standard suites and a luxury suites. We have one main pool, as you can see, and we have suites with private swimming pools or private outdoor jetty tubs. And here we are. From the standard suites, we have the studios, is the smallest kind of accommodation we have. We consist of a sitting room area, a bedroom on a loft, as you can see, and all the suites, no matter if they're standard suites or luxuries, they have exactly the same view to the volcano, to the sunset, and they have their own balcony. The only difference between the standard suites and the luxury suites, it is that the studios and the junior suites, as you can see, this is the classic junior suite, they have their own balcony, but it's not secluded, meaning that people can pass in front of the balcony, they can see you.
Oh.
All the rest of the categories, because they're in the different levels, you have really private balcony. This is the Premier Junior suite, and this is. I'm going fast or?
No, it's stunning. My jaw's dropping. So.
Okay, and this is the senior suite, another category from the standard suites. As you see, the view is always the same from each category. The difference is the size of the suite and sometimes the balcony. And This is the superior suite. We're going to the luxury suites now.
And do you guys do room service?
Yes, we do have a room service. We serve breakfast, first of all, always at the balcony of the suite.
Oh,
And also now with the crisis we're going through, it's more comfortable for everybody to take the breakfast on the balcony.
right.
And also we have a menu that runs all day long that somebody can order to have lunch at the lunch restaurant, or he can have a lunch by the pool. This is our pool suites. We have 4 private pool suites, 2 with the infinity pool and 2 with non-infinity pool for people they want more privacy. And also we have a restaurant, and this is the new thing for this year. We renovate our restaurant and we have a new name, and we are very happy. I'm sorry I don't have pictures yet because now we're going to do the photo shooting. The new name of the restaurant is 5 Senses. And our chef is really well known in Greece with many awards. This is one of our honeymoon suites with the indoor pool. This is of our last year we opened that suite here. But unfortunately this year, this is not going to be a service because they do not allow the hotels to operate suites with indoor jacuzzis or indoor pools because of the coronavirus. And now this is our private villa. It is 500 meters walking distance from the main hotel. It's totally private. It can accommodate up to 4 people. It has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 swimming pool, 1 outdoor jacuzzi. It has a gym. Private chef can go and make dinner at the villa. Every day morning there is a butler that also serves them breakfast and makes the breakfast there for them. It has and also we do small weddings in Santorini, in the Astra. We used to make a lot of weddings, Body knows very well, but now we do very small groups of weddings. This is a pool bar for cocktails. And I believe that's it. I don't want to take much of your time. I can answer questions if you like.
Stunningly beautiful.
Yeah, I just got a sorry, Susan. I just have a quick question. Thank you for joining today. I was actually hiking with some friends last night who honeymooned in Athens and Santorini, and they were going on and on about it during the hike. And now, you know, a year later, they just found out they're pregnant. So it's beautiful. So I wondered, referring to a honeymoon, can you say, you know, maybe what you would suggest for honeymooners, or maybe like, you know, what you have that might be special? You know, since I was just inspired by hearing all of their stories, I just wondered what you might share in that regard.
Thank you very much. You give me the opportunity. I forgot to mention about it. Yes, we do special things for honeymooners. That's why it's important to be mentioned that the couple is on a honeymoon, because sometimes the message is missing on the way. So for each honeymooner, we decorate the suite in a special way with flower petals, some I can show you some Greek almond caddies like this. Were very unique in Greece. And of course, fruit basket with wine. About the 7th day, they're receiving from me the 3rd day of their stay, they're receiving during sunset also a vinsando, a traditional dessert wine of Santorini with some fruits as well. So every day they receive some.
You know, Yorgo, just 1 minute, but we are losing you. We are losing you when you speak. So maybe, I don't know, the connection is, maybe the laptop is moving. Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
Okay. Should I repeat what I've just said? What we offer to the honeymooners?
I think we missed a part of it.
All right. To the honeymooners, we offer, usually we decorate upon arrival their suite with rose petals, but also with some almond candies, a typical Greek candy, as you can see in the picture here. And then they receiving a fruit basket with local Santorini wine, a bottle of local Santorini wine upon arrival. The second day, they're receiving from me during sunset a bottle of champagne with some chocolates and strawberries. And the third day, if they stay for the third day, which usually they do, Visando, 2 glasses of Visando. Visando, it is a traditional dessert wine in Santorini, very typical in Santorini, and with some fruits as well. Every day also, they're receiving some gifts at the teardown service.
Wonderful.
Any other question? Bodhi, do you believe that I missed something? Should I mention something about Santorini, about the Astra?
I think it's perfect. I mean, I just had one question. What differentiates Astra from your competitor?
As you can see from the awards we have through the years, most of our awards is about our service. We really focus on the service. And because in Santorini, everybody has great view, everybody has great suites, and what we should focus and to make a difference is to the personalized service to every guest, not only to honeymooners or to the VIP guests. For us, all the guests are VIP. And that's where all the team is focusing to provide the best possible service to each one of the guests.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thing, sorry, it is also the location, because Imerovigli, it's a village that it is on the highest part of the island, but at the same time at the middle of the island, which if somebody wants to visit the south part, it's very convenient. And if he wants to go to the south part, it's also very convenient. So the location, it's also that makes difference for the competitors.
Thank you, Yorgo. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I think, Katina, you can take it off.
Okay, so I hope you're going to see my screen now, right?
I don't see it yet.
One moment, I stopped sharing mine.
Yes,
now
yes. Now we do, yes.
Okay, so since you couldn't see me, sorry for that. At least you can see a little bit of Blue Palace and Crete. Thanks so much, Susan. Thanks so much, Classic and Bonti, for having me on this call. I'm very, very honored. And I'll talk a little bit about Crete, about the situation on Crete, and then I'll talk a little bit about Blue Palace as well. Crete is, let's face it, it's the largest Greek island, and it's the 4th largest island in the Mediterranean. So it's a destination itself. So in times like COVID, which I think we are passing by right now, and we're coming to an end, hopefully, we are in a better situation than many, many other destinations maybe, because as George said as well, we are a destination where we have hospitals, but not small ones. We have universal hospitals. We have a different infrastructure, which maybe also gives a different security to the client. We haven't had any case of COVID over the past weeks. It's like Santorini, we feel like we are COVID-free, and we are welcoming clients as of July 1st. As a destination, we could start operating as of June 15th, but because the island itself very much depends on European travelers as well, and they won't be able to fly into the destination before July 1st, I would say the destination Crete itself will open up on the 1st of July. As for Blue Palace, we are right now evaluating the final opening date. It will be somehow around the first days of July, I believe. And also we are running into end of October because the weather and the climate increase is excellent. So people who have not had the chance to travel at the beginning of the season, bring them into Crete as started as well. This year towards the end, September, October are excellent months and perfect to travel, especially this year. When it comes to Crete, how to get there, because from the US, there's no non-stop flight into Crete. Susan was mentioning right at the beginning, let's fly into Athens and start over going to the islands. I give you another idea on how maybe to enter the Greek islands and ending in Athens. A lot of time airlift out of the US is not always non-stop into Athens, especially this year where we see already some of the US carriers having canceled or having reduced their airlift non-stop from...
Katina, are you moving the slides or it's constantly the same one?
I'm not moving anything.
Okay then. Okay,
Sorry.
because we are seeing only one picture, so...
No, I'm just talking about Crete, and I'm talking now in Purpose in a second. But I can
okay, perfect.
Maybe you're tired of my slide, right?
No,
okay.
Not at all.
So about getting into, what I said before, so you can also use Europe as a gateway and fly via Europe non-stop into Crete, make Crete your first stop when it comes to an island journey, and then heading over to the other islands, Santorini next. Why Santorini next? Because it's the closest island to Crete, and it's just 2 hours by hydrofoil. And if you start on Crete and moving up north, you're not losing time, and then you're ending in the beautiful new hotel towards the end of the trip. What's about Crete? What makes Crete so special? I brought you some pictures here. Crete, it's a destination. From the west to the east, it's about a 6.5-hour drive. So it's not an island that you can go around in a day. It's not just about sun and sea. It's so much about also history, culture, high mountain ranges for hiking and biking. So it's a destination which you can easily discover. You can stay for at least 4 to 5 days on the island before heading over Santorini, Mykonos, and then ending in Athens. Another part of Crete, it's the food, but we are not focusing on fancy food. Crete is known very much for its authentic cuisine, mama papa style, amazing wine, olive oil. You come for our food, but it's very much more a local feel. The island itself, it's more about authenticity, simplicity. It's nothing about fanciness. That's the view you had, maybe Ivana had before on her screen. It's the view you have when you're on property, when you're at Blue Palace. It was the last leper colony in Europe, and hopefully will be accepted within the World Heritage Site program of UNESCO within the year. So about Blue Palace, what I want to point out, we are part of luxury collection, now Marriott. Why I'm saying it, it's not to be proud of, but in times like pandemics or what we are going through, we have a lot of protocols and health protocols we are following, or we have to follow because Marriott is behind. And so we are on a very good track when it comes to following standards, security, health, and safety, especially since a lot of hotels in China of Marriott had opened up already, and they have already certain kind of information, feedback, which we can make use of right now for the opening. The hotel is beautiful built, overlooking the island of Spinalonga, as I said before, overlooking the seaside. It's a hotel people come for leisure. It's a little bit more spacious. We don't have just 10 rooms or 15, we have 250 rooms, but there's not a big build. It's nice, especially in times like this, open corridors, maximum 2-story buildings, very fresh air everywhere. Different room categories, I will not go in all of them. I just want to give you some ideas where, especially in this year, people can feel like it's home from home. You have your own privacy, you have your own pool, you have a special section for the breakfast. I just go one back, whoop, sorry. So this one, sorry. So the category I was talking about is our island luxury suites. You can put 2+2 because Crete as a destination, it's a destination that caters very much also for honeymooners couples, but at the same time, we do get a lot of families coming in and also a lot of multi-generation traveling. So we have different island suites, all of them with the amazing view, privacy, pool. In times like COVID, you can have your dinner, lunch, whatever in your suite. Different villas, it's your own private house within a resort, either with 2 or 3 bedrooms, all of them with an amazing pool and the seaside on top. We have a different section for these people secluded, so they feel a bit more comfortable. And also on the beach, we have Beach Haven, where you have your own private condo, or your own private cabana. If you have a villa or your suite, you have a private deck chair. Even before COVID, I have to say, our beach was amazing for keeping distance because we don't have a sandy beach. I'll show you in a second. We have a pebble beach, and I'll explain you quite quickly. But of course, we don't have only suites and villas. We have different categories as well for honeymooners, for couples, for somebody who's not willing to spend as much maybe, but still wants something more exclusive. Most of the rooms, they have their own private pool, especially now, maybe you don't want to go in a sharing pool or you want to go in a public pool, so you can book your private pool as well. About the beach, we are right on our own private beach, amazing setting. I have to admit, it's not a sandy beach, nothing what maybe you find in Cancun or in the Caribbean. We have a pebble beach. The Greek people really love the pebble because the water is crystal clear. You don't have to step on the pebble. As you can see nicely, we have our own decks. And that's something, it's not created just now because of COVID. That's something we had already in place before. And so it's even more than the requirement by the Greek government. The Greek government requires a distance between the deck chairs of 2 meters, which is about 6.6 feet. So there's even more distance between, but that's something which was already out there. So maybe we are an advantage this year of our beach compared to some others. You can see space, so it's not like you have to get up in the morning. This year it will be reserved for the client, so they don't have to be worried that somebody else is lying on their own deck. Or you just rent your own kaiki. We don't have a yacht. We believe we want to showcase who we are. We have our own traditional kaiki boat. You can rent it for the day, for picnic, for let's say a wine tasting, and you just go around. About restaurants, I will not bother you much. We have 5 restaurants on property. Very important, I think, especially this year, all of them, they have outdoor space. All of them are airy, so there's no need to keep distance inside and keeping maybe a mask. Also, what's very nice about Blue Palace, it's right next to a small village called Blaka in walking distance. So people can go into a small village, they walk, there's no need to get into transportation or to drive by themselves, so you can mingle with local people. As I said also before, it's about families. Greek people in general are very, very warm people. Families are welcomed anywhere, no matter if it's a luxury hotel, a restaurant, anywhere. It's not like you're bothered like sometimes in Italy. And so that's a little bit about us. If there are any questions, feel free to ask. And I would say Crete, it's worth visiting. It's a destination and it shouldn't be missed when you do the Greek islands and Athens. And just keep in mind, start on Crete, you can fly in and then make the use of the ferry boats or the hydrofoils. Classic has an amazing tool, they can book it for you. And so you go up the way to the other islands. Thank you so much. Any kind of questions?
Thank you so much. You know, I was gonna say, it has a similar topography to Arizona.
Oh,
has a little bit of the desert. Right? Yeah, it was interesting to see that. I thought about this earlier. Really, people when they visit are going to go from May till October, correct? There's not much give after that for visitors, correct?
The point is, you have some small towns or towns they are in the east side or the major cities like Hanya, Resinon. They have some very nice boutique hotels. The problem is our season is so much dependent on the European business, and Europeans usually right. They won't be traveling, and that's the reason on us closing down the properties. Yes.
Right. But right. I thought of that. That's really common for all of the islands.
Yes.
Really. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful.
quick question on Crete. I'm not super familiar with my geography, so I wondered how do Crete and Santorini and Athens how do they all work? Like how far are they away from one another?
So Crete is in between Greece, in between Athens and Egypt. Let's face it. So we are the most southern island in the Mediterranean, and the location would be in between, let's say, in between Greece and Egypt. North of us, about 2 hours by hydrofoil, you will find Santorini. So Santorini is in between Crete and Athens. So it's in between the two destinations.
But Coulter, you fly from Athens to Crete. You fly to Heraklion, which is the capital of Crete. And it's around a 40-minute flight, you would say, Katina?
I mean, the flight time would be 35 minutes, but with takeoff and landing, I always say it's about 45 minutes, yes.
Wonderful.
And usually people wouldn't take the ferry because sometimes we get asked from agents, but there's a boat. It's true, there's a ferry boat from Athens into Crete and vice versa. But that's mainly, you know, for Greek people taking the cars, the grandma, the dog, or for us bringing, you know, materials to the island. But you wouldn't do it as a tourist. But in between the islands, from Crete to Santorini, and then heading over to Paros, I think you're selling Mykonos, and then back to Athens. It's amazing going on the hydrofoil, yes.
Yes, it's the trip in the ferry boat is just too long. It's an overnight.
Yes, right.
You can also fly if you want to see all of Crete. You can stay 2 nights in Chania, which is on the east side, and you can stay on the west side, and Blue Palace, which is Elunda, is on the east side. So you can fly from Athens to Chania, and then you rent a car, you drive around 3 hours to go to Elunda. And then from there, you take the Flying Dolphin to go to Santorini. Then from Santorini, you can go Paros or Naxos, and then Mykonos is the last one, and then you fly back to Athens. Any questions? How much does
Any further questions, Susan? Any?
No, you know, I'll be honest, I don't sell a lot of Crete, and I think I was intimidated by how to get there, and didn't realize how easy it was to get in between those islands. And like you said, I think that's really smart. You know, we're gonna have to stop anyway, because there's no nonstops. I mean, really, from most of my clients are West Coast, so really our nonstops are gonna be going to London. That's about it. Maybe Ireland. So trying to get people to get over to Greece and have them start, you know, their vacation. And really, like I said, I think some of the times when we're trying to sell a destination, I know as a travel agent, or trying to talk to my clients who are on here, is trying to give them a better perspective, which is what you really have shown me personally, is we have an idea of one island that we see, and we see that photo. You know, I used to say that blue photo, the blue, you know, of Santorini, but they would miss out and not spending enough time to go there, because there's so many beautiful places in this world to see. And not that people won't go back, but I think, you know, go see as much as you can. And because if I don't know those islands or I haven't sold them, sometimes they become intimidating. I like the idea of the Crete being a family place and being more of the local, because that's a lot of people ask about that. They want to go on a vacation and have an experience. They want to feel like they're part of the community. They want to meet the local people, eat the local food, which is a very different experience than going to Santorini, which, you know, I have clients that want to rent that villa. So, which I would be happy to go with them. So that looks stunningly beautiful. I'll suffer and I'll take one for the team. So, no, but it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. And I really, really appreciate this. Does anyone have any questions outside? Now I was going to tell you outside pricing, which of course you can ask us. Is there any other questions? There's no dumb question, you know, anything else that we have not addressed for you guys that you would like to ask, because you've got the experts here, because that's who I'd be asking. You can unmute yourself. I'll let you.
So I guess I sort of had a question. How would you all, if we wanted to put this in an itinerary, and visit all these places at once, you know, coming from, you know, LA or Phoenix or something like that, what would be a potential itinerary to see everywhere all at once?
It
Can I
depends
reply
on
on
how
that?
many. Yes, okay, you can
Okay,
reply.
so if what Susan said, and you coming especially from the West Coast where there's no nonstop flight, I would fly into Europe somewhere and then connect nonstop to Crete. Make Crete your first stop. And then go over to Santorini with the hydrofoil, because I know Americans, they are very limited in time and you don't have time to lose. And
How many nights do you think you should stay in Crete?
Excuse me?
How many nights do you think is a good time to stay?
It depends on what time they would come in. So, I mean, probably then I would say if it's the first stop, I would say 4 nights on Crete. And then the good thing with Crete and Santorini, if you do Crete first, the hydrofoil that connects Crete and Santorini departs Crete in the morning, and it gets you into Santorini around noontime, 11, until you probably get to Astra, it's about noon. So they are right in time for check-in, you're not losing. If you do it the other way around, the boat is not leaving until 5 in the afternoon, but it comes in maybe with a delay, so you're losing a full day. And then I would go over to Paros, whatever island, Mykonos, and end in Athens. And I would always do Athens at the end, because a lot of times the international flights, or even Lufthansa, Swiss, or BA, or whatever, who need to connect into the US, they are departing very early out of the Athens airport.
That's interesting. So I've never thought of it that way, because I put a lot of people at the I think there's a Sofitel right at the Athens airport. I put people there. I always think, well, don't you want to end with a beach? I'm probably just thinking I'm tired and I work. And
you want to end in Athens at a new, sitting at the terrace and viewing the Acropolis, rather being the last night at Sofitel, honestly. Because there's
I did. I love that view of that dining and that wall. That was so cool. No, I like that idea. Yeah, I know we didn't talk about Mykonos and we didn't talk about some of the other islands, but I do get a lot of honeymooners that say, hey, we have 8-9 days. And I'm looking at that going, okay, you could probably do like 3-3-3 and fly home. And I really like that. I love that these are all really different too, which you don't go to a lot of countries and go to different places and have completely different experiences at each. I mean, they look completely different and have different, like I said, topographies, different food, different vibe and stuff like that. So that's awesome.
Even the layout of the hotels are different on all these islands. Different layout in Crete, different layout in Santorini, in Athens. So they have really good experience.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, I want people to be at a place where they expand their horizons on what they think they know. So yeah, that's beautiful. Well, I really appreciate that. I'm going to send everyone an email with all of your guys' information. I really, really appreciate you taking the time, since you guys are in Greece and or wherever you are, you're not here. It's not 10 in the morning like it is here, or 11. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions, I am going to post this on our YouTube page, and I will follow up with all of you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
No, thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you
guys.
very
Thank you
much.
for having
And
us.
Susan,
Bye.
start planning your trip.
Yes,
Susan,
I know.
start planning your trip.
Yes, my husband just said, he goes, I can't wait to visit. Every time he goes on these, he goes, when are we going? I'm like, when are we going anywhere? I know. You guys are wonderful.
Thank you so much, Susan.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you,
job,
Volker,
everyone.
for putting this together. Thank you,
Yes,
everybody.
you got it.
George,
have a wonderful day.
Katina,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You can.
Bye.
I've got the stuff
Bye,
from
guys.
Classic. I might email you back to ask. I might try to email back for some photos, just because